I have with me Mazir right now from the Nafusa Mountain. He's going to give us a live report about today's events in the West Mountain. Hello, Mazir.
Okay, hello. First, thank you, Predita. And before I start, I would like to greet and salute in Tamazigh, الزوفلة والست ما ديتنا. First, I would start from Qala and Yefren. We had a report from Qala and Yefren that it's quiet there, and there's no kind of attack from the Gaddafi troops, but our freedom fighters are trying to hold their positions on any strikes, sudden strike from the Gaddafi troops. That's for Yefren and Qala. The other thing maybe I can add for Yefren is that still we have the hospital and the hotel there is being sieged by the Gaddafi forces. So we are very worried about the situation in the hospital, and we don't know exactly what's going on in there. We still have our freedom fighters trying to get much closer there, at least to report any incident or anything in the hospital and the hotel. But hopefully, within the coming days, they will try to reach and see, what's going on. Because until now, for almost, we can say 4 days or 5 days, we don't know nothing. The last time we reported that we had 7 injuries from the freedom fighters, and they tried to use the very basic things to provide an aid for them. And yeah, that's very important for us, for the hospital right now, because we have no information about it since it's been under control of Gaddafi forces. That's for Yefren and Qala. Today there was a battle in east of Zintan between the freedom fighters and the Gaddafi forces. And still now, we're just waiting from them, about any news. We know that so far, they're trying to hold their position and try to, withdraw all these Gaddafi troops that are surrounding the eastern part of Zintan. And, they started in the morning, the Gaddafi troops shelling Zintan raid with the missile grade, with the RAD missiles, and also they tried to, get closer to Zintan. But our freedom fighters are push them and try to attack them so that they cannot come closer to Zintan. And for Jadu, still things under control of the freedom fighters, and still they're holding their position. And today, a major event happened in between the Libyan and Tunisian border, in the very small town of Wazin. And the Gaddafi forces tried to enter, try to control on the Wazin borders, the Libyan gates for Wazin gate there, the borders. But there was a very strong fight and battle between the freedom fighters, as they had support from from the other cities came in to support the freedom fighters in Wazin and Malud. And now it's now under the control of the freedom fighters after a very strong battle. And hopefully this will they will try to do their best, the freedom fighters, to keep on holding on the borders, because hopefully we can manage to get aids and humanitarian aid, and also fuel, because almost now more than 2 weeks we are running out of the fuel, and we are urgently in need of the medical and humanitarian aid and food. So hopefully if they still control on the borders, we will secure the road from Nalut to Zintan, and it will make it easier for them to bring the support and aid from the Libyan-Tunisian border. So that's for now.
So right now, the way between Wazn, I mean the Tunisian border, Wazn and Nalut. Is it secured, or are there still a lot of fights?
You mean in Wazn right now?
I mean, I'm talking about the way, you know, like if there was humanitarian aid coming from Tunisia to Nalut, is the way secured? Is it like all in the freedom fighters' hands, or are there still Gaddafi forces somewhere?
Hopefully, hopefully, to have our freedom fighters there. You know, they have to control the area very well. You know, like at least in the kilometers, they have to at least try to control it. So there should be no Gaddafi forces around the area, because it was a surprise for them how, I mean, from where they came in and how they tried to move very quick to Western borders. But hopefully, you know, they are trying their best to control the borders, and hopefully, you know, they will do their best, and they will try to secure, you know, any humanitarian aid coming from the Tunisian border to Nafusa Mountain.
And today, have there been any, I mean, a lot of reports of injured freedom fighters, or?
Well, from the freedom fighters' side, until now, we didn't have any reported injury or casualties.
Okay. And what about NATO planes? We don't hear anything about NATO striking in Nafni. Do you hear anything? Are there any?
Well, okay, for today, yeah, for this morning, I mean, we heard the NATO planes flying over Jadu, on the area close to Jadu, and we have received reports that NATO struck the area of Awenat, which is the east of Zintan, and they also struck the area, you know, the southern of Zintan, where there is a huge an ammunition storage there, and also there's also reporting that NATO struck the area of Lotia, which is north of the mountain Nafusa.
Also, you mentioned earlier to me that Gaddafi forces are literally bombing the historical area of Qala. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true. We received a report from there, and pictures and videos of you know, ancient monuments we have in the mountain, and especially in Qala, you know, this is a very ancient monument. It's a cemetery for you know, a ruler or king in the time of the Median, and it's been damaged by the Gaddafi forces. And you know, for us through the live stream of Libya Alhurra, we really urgently need the UNESCO and any NGOs to pay attention on the historical monuments we have in the Mount Nafusa, and only not Mount Nafusa, but the historical monuments in Libya as well, which, you know, they may get attacked or damaged by the Gaddafi forces, like what we have in the Nafusa Mountain. You know, the very ancient villages and the very ancient mosques, and you know, the church, also very ancient monuments of you know, that, you know, goes back to the time of the Median Kingdom. So for us, it's very critical as well. You know, it's like we are losing history at this age.
Totally agree with you. Okay. Thank you very much, Mazir, for your report for today. We hope that we will receive more good news in the upcoming days, and that we hear that the area that is taken over by Gaddafi forces in Yefren is going to be freed soon, inshallah.
Yeah, oh, inshallah. And the last thing is Team win, and all the best.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.